Hi there, everybody. This is Dawn Burke with Dawn Burke HR, and you are watching Saba Software's Talent Vlog. So today we're going to continue talking about what I believe should be the start of any learning and development program for your employees, and that would be conducting a manager and employee one-on-one. So I'm going to give you 3 ways how you can conduct a great, effective one-on-one. Are you ready? So let's go. Number 1, you have to eliminate from your vocabulary that you don't have time. Now, let's be clear. I know that time is of a premium. I know that you're working probably 10-hour days. I know that technology is bombarding you with a lot more work. So I'm not saying that time isn't of a premium. What I'm telling you is that saying you don't have time to have a regular one-on-one with the people you lead is no longer an excuse. It's BS. Now, I will tell you throughout many years of my career, and including the folks I'm consulting now, most of them will readily admit they just don't have the time. And when pressed, they then say, well, actually, I'm just not prioritizing it. If indeed you are a leader, if you were under the impression that your first priority is not your team members as far as spending that time, well, then you were lied to. Tip number 2, your one-on-ones must be scheduled regularly. They must have a cadence to them. You really have to dedicate a specific time, place on a regular schedule to have these one-on-one meetings. Why? Because if you don't schedule them, you won't do them. And number 2, when you do it regularly, talking about the one-on-ones, your employees know that you're prioritizing them. Also, it helps form a habit. Number 3, I do not believe that the one-on-one's primary purpose should be to talk about project updates or tactical things. That should be a part of the one-on-one, but the most effective one-on-ones will not stop and start there. The most effective one-on-ones is when you start having conversations that build trust. These are going to be the conversations where you're going to talk about their strengths. For instance, what are things that you did this week that invigorated you, that made you feel excited, that you wanted to continue doing? And then another thing that should be discussed is what value you thought the person brought. More importantly, what value they thought they brought with the work they did. And that comes straight up from the Buckingham group, the Marcus Buckingham group. I wish I could take credit for those 2 questions. Because this is where you start to talk about developmental things. This is where you start to build relationships where you're able to be a little more vulnerable, which allows them to be a little more vulnerable, because you're not just talking about that project. So for more great tips, keep watching the Talents blog and the Talent vlogs. Till next time.